A guru of both paranormal students and skeptics, Charles Fort was a pioneer in his investigations of all things bizarre and unexplained. Author Charles Fort helped to create public awareness and virtually a cult following of what became known as Fortean Phenomena, all things strange, weird and unexplained by science. His books in the early 1900s were not the first of the genre, but they were probably the most influential. Fort himself was an enigma. Born in Albany, New York in 1874, Fort lived a fairly normal life, although it is said that he had a brutal father, which may have led to his mistrust of authority and skepticism. He was a struggling journalist by trade until 1916, when an inheritance from an uncle granted him the financial independence to devote himself full-time to writing and studying the bizarre phenomena which intrigued him. These were the multitude of odd things existing outside of and unexplained by science, now known as animalistic phenomena. Over 27 years, Fort spent many hours in the British Museum and New York Public Library, scouring old journals, newspapers, magazines, research studies and other sources for stories and reports of strange occurrences. These included everything from teleportation, a term he invented, to poltergeists, levitation and out-of-place artefacts. Fort then closely investigated these findings further, creating case studies which he collated and published in books. Fort's favourite enigma was the unexplained showers of flightless creatures and objects from above. He collected eyewitness accounts of mass falls of fish, frogs and toads from around the world. In 1892, the New York Times told of a rain of eels in the town of Colesburg, Alabama. In 1896, the Philadelphia Times reported that on a clear day, the city of Baton Rouge had been showered with the bodies of birds, such as wild ducks, woodpeckers and canaries. Another strange occurrence was a shower of edible meat flakes reported in the 1870s by the Scientific American in the sky over Kentucky. However, Fort mainly collected a multiplicity of examples of frog falls which had been reported in various countries throughout history. While scientists attributed these to weather events like whirlwinds or volcanoes, Fort theorized the existence of what he called the Super Sargasso Sea. This was a zone located somewhere above our planet which mysteriously attracted all kinds of matter which were later flung back to Earth in storms and showers. He also speculated that life on Earth originated from a planet called Greenscreen, which he thought to be situated within or next to the Super Sargasso Sea. What impressed Fort was the purity of the falling frogs, in that there was no attached seaweed, algae or slime. The frog falls continued after Fort's life, which ended in 1932. A massive downpour of the critters was reported in Birmingham, England in 1954, and another over an Arkansas golf link during a cloudburst in 1973. Another astounding frog phenomena documented by Fort was the finding of living frogs within an ancient stone or lump of coal. A subject which greatly intrigued Fort was spontaneous human combustion, the sudden eruption and fatal incineration of a human where there is no outside source of ignition. Usually, surrounding furniture and objects are untouched or barely singed by the fire. There have been about 200 reported descriptions of spontaneous human combustion worldwide during the last 300 years, and many theories put forward to explain them. Spontaneous human combustion has been referenced and given validity by authors such as Dickens, Melville and Dostoevsky earlier in the 19th century. Ball lightning is another phenomenon yet to be explained by science that has been reported over hundreds of years. It is described as luminescent, spherical objects which vary from pea-sized to several meters in diameter and can also seem to be quite agile and targeted in their trajectory. Reported since the 1600s, the glowing orbs of fire travel horizontally, sometimes smashing through windows and with fatal consequences. Scientists agree the phenomena is real, but still don't understand what causes it. Fort's most famous work was entitled The Book of the Damned, referring to the seemingly disreputable data that Fort collected about phenomena which science could not explain, and which was therefore rejected or ignored. He diligently corresponded with his readers, some of whom conducted their own investigations of anomalous phenomena and sent their findings to him. He was a solitary man with few friends, but a band of devoted followers who established the Fortean Society against his wishes and without his participation. Unfortunately, Fort's mistrust of authority extended to doctors, and he passed a year later at the age of 57 of a mystery illness for which he had not sought medical advice. Fort has been quoted as saying, "I believe nothing on my own that I have ever written." To this day, an international society and magazine memorialise his name, while his legacy to the world is perhaps to keep a healthy skepticism and questioning mind of all things unknown.